Red Rock.
Rocky Long getting ready to join us as we broadcast live here at Del Mar and Scott and BR. We're at the racetrack on a Thursday afternoon. I will tell you that when I come to the racetrack during the summer and we do the radio show, I have to thank Jesus.
That's nice of you.
You're thanking Jesus?
Yeah.
What did Jesus do?
Well,
What did Jesus do?
Well, I know what he did.
for us.
I've heard it, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. And
What
so
else?
the thing is,
that was what he did yesterday. What has he
Not
done
just
today?
blah, 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 Jesus.
Hey, when you get to drink beer and eat onion rings and sit here at the track on Thursday afternoon and they actually pay you for this, thank you, Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying.
Thank you, Lord.
Rocky Long is the head football coach at San Diego State, and I wonder what he thinks today, as I know a lot of Aztec fans feel insulted that a team that has won 10 straight games, finished in the top 25 at the end of last year, has a ton of returning starters, a Heisman Trophy candidate running back, not in the preseason top 25 coaches poll.
Come on.
I'm glad they're not in.
Why?
No, I think it's going to give Rocky that, the classic motivator in him, I think, is going to come out and use it for the betterment of the team.
He's angry? You
I'm
think he's
glad
going to
they're not
motivate
in.
with it?
Hey, put a chip on your shoulder.
Uh-huh.
No one thinks a lot about us. No one thinks a lot about our conference. There's nothing we can do about our schedule.
Well, guess what?
Let's prove it.
Uh-huh.
That's right. All right, here's Rocky Long. He's on the Corky's Pest Control Hotline, the head coach at San Diego State, back on Scott and BR. Hi, Coach.
Hi, guys. How's it going?
It's going really good. Yourself?
I'm doing good, thanks.
Yeah, what are you doing today?
Well, doing a practice schedule right now, working on the scripts and all that kind of thing, so we're ready for a practice on Monday.
So, like sitting in your office with a piece of paper and a pen, doing it old school
X's
style?
and O's, man.
Right.
That's the way we do it. The young guys, they do it on their computer, then they print it out and bring it to me.
Yeah.
Don't admit that, Rocky.
Why don't you just get
You
a young
can do
guy?
it.
Why don't you get a young guy to work for you? You just dictate to him.
Well, no, that's kind of what they do, but I want it in paper so I can use my pen, and it makes more sense to me that way.
Is your handwriting still readable, or is it something that only you can read?
No, they can read it. Yeah, they can read it.
How's your handwriting, Billy Ray?
Pretty bad.
When was the last time you wrote something?
A couple of days ago, I'm sure.
What'd you write,
A check to someone.
Right, but okay, other than writing a check. Linda, when was the last time you actually sat down and wrote something more than a check? I'm with you. I can't.
Right,
What
that's
do I
what we
write?
do.
I can't think of anything I write.
I wrote a little letter to my husband.
Really?
Yeah.
How long ago?
A couple of weeks ago.
Heartfelt.
Yeah,
Yeah?
a little heartfelt.
From the soul.
man.
Coach, do you write things other than practice schedules?
No, sir, I don't.
Okay. All
Great
right.
answer.
All right. Well, he's still got his handwriting. He's still got his penmanship. Coach, are you upset, perturbed, or perhaps another emotion about the news today that San Diego State does not get voted into the coach's top 25 preseason poll?
Neither way. It's just like handicapping those horses out there. Nobody really knows until the race starts. So, no, it doesn't bother me one way or the other. I think we earned a little respect last year, and we're getting a lot of guys on preseason list and all that kind of stuff. And we were picked to win the conference championship. And I'm sure out there in the coaching world, they don't have much respect for our conference. So that's probably where, I've seen all those polls. We've had 100 polls out. We've been as high as 16th, and we've been as low as 62nd. So what difference does it make?
62nd, Rocky.
Yeah, Sports Illustrated.
Oh, mercy.
So you don't read those kinds of publications and things, right? I mean, you stay underexposed to all this sort of media. I can tell.
Well, I don't like the hype that much because that's based off of last year's team, and now this year's team has a lot of work to do. And now I think we're going to be good. I think we've got good players. I think they're motivated. I think we're going to be good, but nobody knows if you're any good until you start playing games.
I just like that you know that you're as high as 16 in one, as low as 60-something in the other, and you know exactly who you are low with. You're low with Sports Illustrated. Sports Illustrated has no respect for San Diego State or the Mountain West. Is that something that, will you talk to your team about these kinds of things, or will we just blow this up and make more of it than it is?
Well, we've already been talking to our team about it, about the potential that we're a top 25 team. But just because someone voted you in the top 25 doesn't mean that you're going to end up there. Now the only bad part about I think the coaches poll is reliable as any, and a lot of people look at that where they don't look at some of the other ones. I think that makes it much harder for us to get in the top 25. If you start in the top 25 and you play well, it's easy to stay there. But moving up from, I don't know where we are. We got a few votes, I guess. I was told we got a few votes. I don't know where we are on that poll, but if you don't play really, really well and have a breakout game when someone doesn't expect you to, it's hard to move up into the top 25. But if you start there, you can have a bad game or two as long as you win. In our case, as long as you win, you can have a bad game or two and you can stay up there. So it just makes it harder on us to get up in the top 25, but that's okay. Everybody's telling us we're going to be good. I hope we are.
See, I really wonder, we're talking to Rocky Long, the head coach at San Diego State, so you think this coach's poll is a good poll, like it's a reliable, educated people with opinions, they voted in this. Is that how you think of this poll?
I think that the coaches, in most cases, probably 90% of them do a nice job of evaluating. But they have prejudices on.
Right. This is what I'm getting at. I disagree. I think this poll is about storylines, hype, who your friends are. And wait a second, I'll throw one else at you, Rocky.
Go.
You ready for this? I'll bet you that most of these coaches, Nick Saban and Jim Harbaugh and these kinds of guys, I'll bet you they don't even vote it on their own. They have some assistant do it for them. What do you think of that?
I think they do, but in fact, I don't. I'm on the coaches poll too, and I don't actually send the vote in. But Mike May, our sports information director, comes down and we discuss it on every Sunday before he actually sends the vote in. And I would guess that's the way they do it. I'm holding coaches to a high standard here, but I would guess that's the way they do it.
So it's Mike May.
Well, no, him and I discussed it.
It's all Mike May,
Right. Mike
Coach.
May gets to make the decision.
Mike May's a
who
little
Rocky Long
bulldog.
Yeah.
votes for.
No, I trust him that he wouldn't change our. After we talk about it, I would trust that he doesn't change our collaborated effort.
Now that I know that it's Mike May,
Yep.
on Sundays I'm going to be saying to him, hey, I hope you vote for Pitt. Billy Ray, you should get in his ear about Arkansas.
Absolutely. Arkansas is pretty high, not as high as it can be or will be.
Well,
As high as they should be, or what?
At this point, Coach, I would say yes.
where are they at?
Okay. I don't know. Where are they at?
Where are they at, Billy Ray?
They haven't been the same since Billy Ray left.
Clearly.
Well, everybody knows that.
Yeah.
Clearly. I know my Pitt Panthers, if San Diego State's in this poll at 37, I'm at 38, 39, 40, 41 for my team. So, and I'm glad about it too. I want those guys to not have. I wonder if this is the way you think about it. Hey guys, yeah, we've won 10 games, and yeah, we won our bowl game, and yeah, all of a sudden everybody's telling us how great we are. You know what? Nationally, no one's really given us our due. We got to go out and prove it. I mean, that's to me the way I'm looking at it on your behalf, Coach.
I think that's the way our team looks at it. Even if we were ranked in the top 25, I think our team would have looked at it that way. And by the way, I happened to be on the way home the other night and heard your conversation with Pumphrey.
And
he better not get a 15-yard penalty, or we might have to bring you guys in on that.
See, Scott, your fault. You encouraged him. I told you.
No, bringing us in is a good thing.
I totally disagree.
Told you.
No, I agree with Billy Ray, but I totally agree with Coach Long. Coach, listen, if you guys are up against Cal and this kid runs for an 80-yard touchdown and he pulls the Heisman pose, you think that'll be on ESPN?
If we're up by enough, all I'll do is make them run on Monday. If we're not up by enough, there's a lot of people going to fall. You can't be putting those things in those guys' minds. We've trained them not to want to give 15-yard penalties, and you're trying to egg them on to get them.
Well, but here's why.
It's counterproductive, Coach.
But understand, you're looking at things like a coach. I'm looking at things like a marketing director.
There you go.
Okay?
Yeah.
And as your marketing director, if you're Heisman hopeful in the best game on your schedule, pulls this move and the team wins, that makes it onto SportsCenter.
Big time.
If the kid scores a nice long touchdown and clearly just puts the ball down on the ground, then they may or may not put the highlight on. But I'm trying to bring attention to the school and the program. So please, Coach, work with me here, will you?
It depends on what the score is at the time.
All right.
Let's do it that way.
Okay.
I don't want to be kicking off from 15 yards further back.
I understand. Seems like a fair trade.
Yep.
How about this? 3 scores. If you have a 3-score lead, we allow him to do the Heisman dance.
I'm with you on that one.
Okay,
yeah.
3 scores.
Wow.
3
I
scores.
didn't
gotta
know it was a
practice.
dance.
Coach,
I thought
he
it was
broke
a
it
It's
down.
not. It's just it's a pose.
It's a pose.
It's a pose, not a dance.
She's right.
Not a
Yeah.
dance.
Much more of a pose than
True.
a dance.
Right.
Yes, yes.
And
Okay.
and it has to be done correctly.
Yes. Right. School this young man, Coach.
Yeah.
I promise you he's already practiced it.
Oh, boy. That's big.
That's the way this age group is now.
Oh, man.
They think
That's
way ahead of
right.
us. I
That's
promise
right.
you that.
It's
We
funny.
did ask him that. Have you done it in the mirror
Yeah.
already? And he said, yeah.
He did it in a game.
Yeah, I
He did it in
have.
an all-star game in
I
high
know.
school. Yeah.
Yeah, see, so he's practiced it.
You ought to have your entire team, when they're lined up for stretching, Coach, you ought to have them, okay, Heisman pose, let's go. And
Well,
just
you
let
guys
them all do
coming
it.
up with all these ideas.
Yeah, hey,
Well,
listen, we
listen.
have too much time on our hands.
Listen,
You need
Coach.
to invite us back out again so we can watch practice.
Yeah. You got to stay in touch with the millennials like we do.
Well, you guys are always invited. You know, the last time we'll even have the water cold for you this time.
Sweet.
All right. Well, we definitely want to come out and broadcast from Aztec preseason practice. We'll see you out there, Coach. Thanks very much for the opinions today.
I appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Thanks,
All right.
Rock.